The Harry Potter film series grossed well over $7 billion at the box office. So how did the celebrities spend their money? I'm guessing the ones with the Hogwarts logo. Before we start, welcome to another content of this channel. This is Felton and I hope you are doing okay. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to be updated for more upcoming videos like this. Let's begin with Daniel Radcliffe. He's been slowly working in stuff like Miracle Workers, Swiss Army Man, and Horn since he put up his Harry Potter spectacles. His career has earned him $110 million. He also has no qualms about spending it. Real estate is where Radcliffe spends most of his money. He bought not one, not two, but 3 New York City residences. This comprises a $5.6 million West Village apartment, a $4.9 million Soho apartment, and a $6.2 million West 12th Street flat. You'd imagine a movie star like Radcliffe would go around in a spanking new Lamborghini or a classic Ferrari. Consider the inverse of that. Surprisingly, he looks to be naive when it comes to vehicles. He goes about on a Fiat Grande Punto, which only costs roughly $4,000 if you find a good bargain. And I'm sure it flies or something. Regarding oddities, Radcliffe is every bit of the eccentric celebrity you'd expect. For example, while everyone loves a good night's sleep, not everyone is willing to spend as much money on it as he does. When he was 22, he paid $17,000 on a new bed mattress, which was still inexpensive at that time. This brand may fetch well over $1 million. Then there is his passion for the arts, which began when he saw his first art love, Jim Hodges' Mona de Mary and Me. They weren't going to sell it to him since he wasn't a well-known collector. On the other hand, the artist was a major Harry Potter enthusiast and insisted on buying it for an unknown sum. Radcliffe then famously spent $200,000 on a kaleidoscope artwork. Damon's first butterfly painting struck Radcliffe's eye and became a favorite of his. I'm sure he's still slightly disappointed when he goes by one of these paintings, and they don't speak to him. I know I am. Of course, you don't have to spend much money to have a good time. Radcliffe is hardly the only celebrity who has had issues with the paparazzi. People have been following him around and photographing whatever they can. While many celebrities have expressed their displeasure, Radcliffe received a unique form of retaliation. He planned to buy many pairs of the same clothes and wear them everywhere. That way, whenever someone took his picture, it appeared to be an old shot being passed off as fresh. As a result, it was useless. Fred and George would be delighted with that kind of vengeance on a budget. Emma Watson may have begun as the endearing know-it-all Hermione Granger, but she's had a successful career since then. Her roles in Beauty and the Beast, Little Women, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower have netted her an estimated $85 million. Her purchases are as refined as one would expect. Her first significant purchases with her Harry Potter money were a laptop, a vacation with her father, and a $30,000 Prius. She's upped her transportation with a $95,000 armored Cadillac Escalade, a $71,000 Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and a $43,000 Audi S3. Then there's her home in London's historic Islington neighborhood. The 2271 square foot house has 4 bedrooms and 2 baths and was bought in 2016 for an estimated $3.3 million. The house also has a lot of history because it was formerly owned by George Orwell, the author of 1984. According to rumors, she deliberately acquired this house sight unseen since it promised to be paparazzi-proof. That's how you sell a private movie star. She's well known in the fashion industry for routinely donning luxury ensembles, from Ralph Lauren and Louis Vuitton. Then there's the jewelry she's been known to lavish on, such a $9,000 set of Karma El Khalil pyramid top earrings and a $12,500,500 Karma El Khalil diamond trilogy ring. Aside from that, she is well known for activism and charitable contributions. This includes a $1 million donation to a helpline for troubled women. So she's a hero on and off the screen. Rupert Grint, who plays Ron Weasley, hasn't enjoyed the same success as some of his co-stars, but he's not doing too badly. He is still said to be worth $50 million as of today. But of course, that figure could have been far higher if he hadn't squandered his money like a teenager who had just become a billionaire. For starters, he purchased a home that puts the rest of the town to shame. His stunning $7.5 million estate lies on 22.6 acres of property, with massive gardens and a lake. There are 2 swimming pools, a jacuzzi, a gym, a gaming room, a floodlit tennis court, and 2 guest cottages on the 6-bedroom estate. Overall, there are worse properties to spend a lot of money on. He also purchased some unusual items. Getting a hovercraft was one of Grint's most regretted decisions. These watercraft may cost up to $79,000. I'm guessing he didn't receive his money's worth based on his evident remorse over purchasing one. Still, there's one purchase for which he's become renowned. Grint may have spent his Weasley riches on the sweetest thing a celebrity has ever thrown money at. Grint accomplished a lifelong desire while filming the Harry Potter series around the time of Goblet of Fire. He opted to work as an ice cream vendor. He bought a Bedford Mr. Weepy ice cream truck and began driving about giving free ice cream to youngsters, supplied by Ron Weasley himself. I'm not sure how much he paid for it back then, but a vehicle like that currently costs roughly $12,000, with a franchise fee of $35,000. Overall, it's a small price for a young billionaire to realize his boyhood goal. Tom Felton hasn't made a name for himself after acting as Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter films. He's had a few tiny appearances in films like The Flash and Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but nothing else stands out. Still, his $20 million is likely to keep him company as he waits for the phone to ring. Unfortunately, when he first became wealthy as a young man, he began spending lavishly. He appears to have a penchant for purchasing automobiles for himself, his family, and his friends. It seems that being Draco's friend also pays off in real life. According to rumor, Felton purchased a slew of BMWs even though he was too young to drive. It turns out that Felton flung his money about so nonchalantly that the taxman soon learned he wasn't paying his dues. Felton almost lost his money as a result of this, but don't worry, he recovered. He still likes to buy cars nowadays, but I think he does it with the agreement of his accountant. That includes his $2.3 million orange Hurricane. At 190 miles per hour, these monsters can outrun the Animus 2001. Moreover, he appears to have exchanged his love of BMWs for Lambos, since he also owns a 200,000 Lamborghini Euros, which will go perfectly with what has to be his greatest Lambo yet, a 500,000 gray Lamborghini Aventador. There's no news on whether he purchased Lambos for his buddies. I'm sure his accountant would be upset about it. What do you think Lord Voldemort will do with his $50 million? Prepare to be pleasantly surprised. Ralph Fiennes resembles the well-dressed spy he portrays in The King's Speech and the James Bond films. He's gone into great depth about the high-end items he enjoys purchasing. His favorite item to purchase for himself is handcrafted shoes by John Lube, which range in price from $6,000 to $10,000. What type of clothing does he wear? He chooses labels like Torn Mane, where he may get a $3,100 coat. What kind of watch does he wear? He was spotted sporting a Longines Conquest Heritage Pink Gold wristwatch, which costs over $10,000. So he's closer to wearing Oxford Snodbrokes than he is to conquering the Wizarding realm. Even before he donned the wig of Severus Snape, Alan Rickman was a legend. He was a legend in films such as Die Hard and Galaxy Quest. Despite his decades of stage and cinematic success, he will most certainly be remembered for his involvement in the Harry Potter films. Unfortunately, he died before the reunion special could air, but we can still reflect on how he lived his life and used his meager income. His years as an actor reportedly earned him a staggering $16 million. Rickman resided in a West Village apartment in New York City from 2006 till the end of his life. It was a spacious, sophisticated apartment with hardwood floors, high ceilings, and natural light. The 925 square foot residence had one bedroom, one bath, 12-foot ceilings, a walk-in shower, and a small kitchen, and a wood-burning fireplace. This property eventually sold for $1.7 million, perhaps to a Slytherin. Rickman drove in the same manner in which he lived. He didn't have an extensive collection, but what he did drive made a statement, as you'd think he was most known for cruising about in a sleek $50,000 Maserati Ghibli. However, he may have hired a driver rather than driving himself. According to rumors, he failed his driver's test because he drove too cautiously. That's hilarious because if Snape was a motorist, he'd run all the red lights. What he truly enjoyed spending his money on would warm your heart. While Snape relished tormenting pupils, Rickman was a polar opposite. His favorite method to spend money was to take co-stars and friends out to dinner at some of the top restaurants in town, where he paid the bill. Many people who worked with Rickman stated that he would spend time advising younger performers on how to make it in Hollywood and on stage. He was also rumored to be a lousy gossip. I'm not sure which of those. I wish I could have been there for more. The Harry Potter franchise has reportedly grossed more than $15 billion based on the ratings from the reunion. I guess another 15 bill is on the way. And that's it. Let me know what you think of Harry Potter cast in the comment section below. This is Felton. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel. See you at the next one.